Hello and welcome to CVR English. You're watching the news. I'm Idris and these are the top updates of this hour. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO successfully completed the deboosting maneuver with the Chandrayaan-3's Vikram lander at 4 p.m., bring it in a much tighter and closer orbit around the moon. ISRO said that the health of the Vikram lander is normal. This is critical step, brings the spacecraft closer to its planned soft landing on the moon's South Pole region, scheduled for 23rd August. Congress leader and Wayanad MP Rahul Gandhi will contest the 2024 Lok Sabha elections from Uttar Pradesh's Amethi. Newly appointed President of Uttar Pradesh Congress Committee Ajay Rai confirmed on Friday. This decision sets stage for a significant electoral battle as Rahul Gandhi's candidacy places him in direct competition with Bharatiya Janata Party leader and Union Minister Smriti Irani. Notably, Smriti Irani defeated Rahul in Amethi, once a Congress stronghold, by a margin of 55,000 votes in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. India got its first 3D printed post office in Karnataka's Bengaluru. Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw on August 17 inaugurated Cambridge layout post office. It is India's first post office constructed completely with 3D printing technology. Taking Twitter, Union Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw said it a spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
In terms of this 3D printed post office building,
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run.
positivity, so much forward-looking character that I really enjoy coming to Bengaluru. This city presents always a new picture of India. The new picture that you saw today in terms of this 3D printed post office building, that's the spirit of India today. That's the spirit with which our country is progressing today. I can give you 10 examples. Nobody ever thought that India would be developing its own 4G and 5G technology. Nobody ever thought. Nobody ever thought that India would be manufacturing its very complex telecom equipment. Nobody ever thought. Actually, one of the industry veterans, Mr. Sunil Parthimittal, he mentioned that he has been in the telecom industry for about 35 years and never could he imagine that India would emerge as a manufacturer and developer of telecom technology. Nobody could have ever thought that India would be able to design and manufacture a world-class train equal to, on the way to making its own bullet train. Example after example, sector after sector, nobody could ever thought that India would be exporting howitzer guns. Namaskara, sir. I welcome Mr. Sadanand Gauraji. Namaskara. Nobody could ever imagine that these kind of technological developments could even be thought of, executed, designed. The spirit of development, the spirit of developing our own technology, the spirit of doing something which the earlier, in the earlier times was considered as impossible.
The Supreme Court on Friday agreed to hear the plea filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation seeking cancellation of bail granted to Rashtriya Janata Dal patriarch and former Bihar Chief Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav by Jharkhand High Court in the Doranda Treasury case related to the Fodder scam. A three-judge bench headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud posted the hearing for August 25. The CVR challenged orders of Jharkhand High Court granting bail to RJD President Lalu Prasad in 4 cases relating to the multi-crore Fodder scam, Dumka, Chaibasa, Doranda, Devgarh treasuries. Yadav was convicted in the 5 Fodder scam cases pertaining to the fraudulent withdrawal of money from the Devgarh, Dumka, Chaibasa and Doranda treasuries in Jharkhand. Jammu Kashmir National Conference leader Farooq Abdullah says 2 judgments by the Supreme Court have been given in favor of Article 370. We are hopeful justice will be done with the people of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. He knows the history of the state, what was the necessity for him to bring this issue.
Which is there in front of the Honorable Supreme Court. Now, earlier also, if you remember, 2 judgments have been given by the Supreme Court in favor of the 370. We are all confident that if our talk before them, or our lawyers who have put the case before them, that they will look at it justly and give justice to the people of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. They are removing Nehru's name. They are removing Indira Gandhi's name. They are removing every leader who is not a part of them. It doesn't make any difference. History doesn't change. They have removed Mughal rule of 800 years from books. Does it mean that Mughals were not here? They are not buried here? After all, when the people will go to see Taj Mahal, what will they say? Who made it? When they will go to Red Fort, they'll say, who made it? When they will see Jama Masjid, they'll say, who made it? When they will go to Humayun's tomb, or Safdarjung tomb, or that Qutub Minar, what will they say? You cannot bury history. History will emerge. We will disappear. These people will disappear like others. History will remain.
Doctor, thank you very much for supporting us. मीरवाइज के हवाले से लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ने कहा कि वो आजाद हैं और कहीं भी अपनी मर्जी से आ जा सकते हैं, क्या है?
गलत है, ये टोटली झूठ है, 100% झूठ है। वो कहीं बाहर नहीं जा सकते, वो जामा मस्जिद नहीं जा सकते। ये कब तक ये झूठ बोलते जाएंगे? अगर वो आजाद हैं तो फिर क्यों वहाँ पे फोर्स रखी है?
But government claims
उसके दरवाजे में अंदर नहीं जा सकता।
But government claims nearby is who demanded for this bill.
No question of it. Are you able to interview Mirwais? Then, if you can't interview Mirwais, then is he free? There you are. It's before you. I don't have to put the case before you. You know already what the situation is.
We were in Delhi yesterday.
I am born in Delhi, evening here.
That's all. This is a simple question. Why Kashmiri people are always being violated in a negative way? Yesterday Azad Sahab said 600 years back, nobody was a Muslim here. What is this? Is this a political statement or something else?
You see, this history of our state and the people is very different. There's no doubt. There was a period when there was a Hindus there. Then they all converted to Buddhism. When Buddhism was on rise. Once Buddhism disappeared, they reconverted themselves. That is long history. Then you must remember, Amir Kabir came. It's our history. And he brought Islam. Not only Islam, he brought trade also with him. So that people who were
Well, moving ahead on Delhi Services Bill, AP Minister Gopal Rai says under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, the new model has been experimented in Delhi where there will be 2 officials above the Chief Minister. This is not found in the model of any country in the world. This is unfortunate not just for Delhi but for the entire country. Delhi will never forgive this.
संविधान की आत्मा को कुचलते हुए सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के फैसले का निरादर करते हुए दिल्ली के लोगों को गैर संवैधानिक तरीके से कानून पास करके जो काला कानून दिल्ली के लोगों के ऊपर थोपा है, जिस तरह से दिल्ली के लोगों को दोयम दर्जे का नागरिक घोषित किया है, उसको लेकर के पूरा दिल्ली नहीं पूरे देश के अंदर इस बात की चिंता है। आज माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने सदन के अंदर कहा, भारत नहीं पूरे दुनिया के इतिहास में जो लोकतंत्र का नया मॉडल देश के प्रधानमंत्री दिल्ली में स्थापित करने की जिद पर अड़े हुए हैं, कानून बना करके कि मुख्यमंत्री के ऊपर 2 अधिकारी बिठा दिए गए। 2 अधिकारी जो है अब निर्णय लेंगे और मुख्यमंत्री को उसे मानने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया गया। तो ये तो लोकतंत्र की हत्या है। पूरे देश में माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी जाकर के घूम घूम के कहते हैं, दुनिया के अंदर जाकर के कहते हैं भारत मदर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी है, और आप नाक के नीचे इसी देश की राजधानी में मर्डर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी का मॉडल खड़ा कर रहे हैं। ये दिल्ली बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा, ये देश भी बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा। और अगर उनको अहंकार है कि हमारे पास पावर है इसलिए हम कोई कानून बना सकते हैं, तो जनता ने पावर दिया है, अगले चुनाव में जनता उस पावर से विदा कर देगी।
फिर आपके सवाल, जिस तरीके से कल मतभेद हुए थे कांग्रेस के साथ, कुछ क्या मतभेद पूरी तरह खत्म हो चुके हैं और क्या मीटिंग में आम आदमी पार्टी जाएगी?
नहीं, मतभेद कोई नहीं हुए थे। कल कांग्रेस पार्टी का आधिकारिक बयान सामने को आया, उसके पहले कांग्रेस के कुछ नेताओं ने जिस तरह से बयान जारी किए थे उसको लेकर के प्रश्न पैदा हुए थे। तो कांग्रेस ने अपना स्टैंड क्लियर किया है और हमें उम्मीद है कि सभी लोग थोड़ा धैर्य रखेंगे। बयान देने से ज्यादा जरूरी है कि कैसे सामूहिक प्रयास से सफलतापूर्वक इस समूह को संचालित किया जाए।
यानी माना जाए कि आम आदमी पार्टी बैठक में जाएगी?
आम आदमी पार्टी उसका हिस्सा है। आम आदमी पार्टी जो है चाहती है कि इस देश के अंदर बदलाव हो और उसके लिए आम आदमी पार्टी प्रयास।
Telangana Congress Chief Revanth Reddy says, and I quote, "Today I am speaking again with full responsibility that a few police officers, especially the relatives of Chief Minister KCR, are acting like the private army to TRS. They are working to make the TRS party win. We won't spare them. We will write their names in the diary. As soon as the Congress party will make their government, the investigation will happen and they will get punishment for filling and filing false case against Congress leaders. These officers are not even following court orders under the pressure of the government."
तो दूसरी बार मौका भी देना नहीं चाहिए, क्योंकि 60 साल वो ऑलरेडी रूल कर चुके हैं और 60 साल में कांग्रेस ने कुछ नहीं किया माइनॉरिटीज के लिए और मुस्लिम भाइयों के लिए। तो सर ये माइनॉरिटी अपीजमेंट आप कैसे देखते हैं? और आपके पार्टी से ये कहा गया कि फ्री एजुकेशन और 4% रिजर्वेशन हम ही ने दिया था और हायर एजुकेशन भी हम ही ने दिया था, और वो बीआरएस पार्टी है जो माइनॉरिटीज को फेल किया है 12% रिजर्वेशन देता हूं बोल के बोलने के बाद। तो इस पे आप क्या मानना चाहिए?
तो मैं एक बात साफ कहना चाहता हूं, कांग्रेस पार्टी के लिए मेजॉरिटी माइनॉरिटी सब लोग एक जैसा है। मतलब माइनॉरिटी लोगों के लिए अलग, मेजॉरिटी के लिए अलग देखने का आदत कांग्रेस पार्टी को कभी नहीं था। और दूसरा, कांग्रेस पार्टी एआईसीसी अध्यक्ष माइनॉरिटी को बनाए, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया माइनॉरिटी को बनाए, अलग अलग प्रदेशों में मुख्यमंत्री भी कांग्रेस पार्टी ने माइनॉरिटीज को बनाए, और खासकर आंध्र प्रदेश में जब कांग्रेस यूपीए सरकार था वो वक्त सचार कमेटी के हिसाब से दलित से भी पीछे पड़ा हुआ है माइनॉरिटी से, वो रिपोर्ट देखने के बाद एजुकेशन एम्प्लॉयमेंट में हम 4% रिजर्वेशन दिया हुआ है। इसके अलावा 53 माइनॉरिटी इंजीनियरिंग एंड मेडिकल कॉलेजेस को कांग्रेस पार्टी ने परमिशन दिया हुआ है। आज के तारीख में 50 आउट ऑफ 53 कॉलेजेस 11 कॉलेजेस आर फंक्शनिंग। तेलंगाना बनने के बाद केसीआर बाकी के पूरे कॉलेजेस बंद करवा दिए और 2014 में ये वादा किया था केसीआर ने माइनॉरिटीज का 4% रिजर्वेशन बस नहीं होगा, 12% रिजर्वेशन 4 महीने में देने के लिए ऐलान किया था। मगर 9 साल हो गया, अभी तक तो माइनॉरिटी रिजर्वेशन कुछ नहीं दिए। और इसके अलावा माइनॉरिटी ये डालकर हम लोग उन लोगों के सेल्फ हेल्प के लिए, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए करोड़ों रुपए हम लोग लोन बांटे। मगर आज तक तो कांग्रेस पार्टी सत्ता में से हटने के बाद टीआरएस ने कोई माइनॉरिटी की फाइनेंशियल हेल्प नहीं किए, एजुकेशन के लिए नहीं किए और एम्प्लॉयमेंट भी नहीं दिए। जब हम इंदिरा घर देते थे हर माइनॉरिटी घर नियज वाले को हम लोग घर दिए, मगर डबल बेडरूम घर देते बोल के वादा किए। आज तक कितने माइनॉरिटी को, कितने परसेंट माइनॉरिटी को घर मिला है? वही असेंबली में अकबरुद्दीन ओवैसी ने कहा था इवन 1% भी माइनॉरिटीज को घर नहीं मिला। तो अभी कविता जी आकर हम वोट दो बार वोट दिए, अब क्या किए? यहाँ पर दिखा रहे कार के निशान पे माइनॉरिटी वोट यहाँ डाल रहे, ये कार निकलकर दिल्ली जाके मोदी गली में घुस रहा है, वहां जाके कमल बन जा रहा है। तो हर वक्त माइनॉरिटी वोट टीआरएस ने ले रहा है। पार्लियामेंट में नोटबंदी, जीएसटी, ट्रिपल तलाक, 370 आर्टिकल, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया इलेक्शन, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया इलेक्शन, हर वक्त मोदी के साथ, मोदी के जो मदद की है केसीआर ने मदद किया। तो तेलंगाना के जनता, जो माइनॉरिटी जनता टीआरएस को वोट दे रहे हैं, ये पूरा होलसेल एजेंट बनकर ये पूरा कलेक्शन कर लेके ले जाके मोदी के
United States Secretary for Health and Human Services Xavier Becerra on the G20 Health Ministers meet says, and I quote, "I believe people see in India and the United States two global leaders who understand that it means to be ready and prepared to be able to prevent sickness. The value that India brings, and as does the United States capacity, and both the countries showed that we can come up with the vaccine and get vaccines to hundreds and millions of people."
An easy trip to make, to come halfway around the world, but it was worth it. It has been a clear sign of the deepening relationship that the people of India and the people of America have, and it will pay dividends for both countries, but quite honestly, it will pay dividends for the world, because I believe people see in India and in the U.S. two global leaders who understands what it means to be ready, to be prepared, to be able to prevent sickness from killing our loved ones, and to be ready to share in that knowledge and in that capacity to be able to care for your families and humanity. So a deep thanks to the people of India for extending this invitation to come to the G20 meeting. It's been very fruitful. We still have more discussions to go, and it's always a great opportunity to have the direct one-on-one contacts. I had that opportunity to sit down with Health Minister Mandavia. Actually, how would you pronounce his last name? I want to make sure I say it. Mandavia? Mandavia, right? I know we're all saying it different ways. Just I know as people will say Javier Becerra in different ways. But to Minister Mandavia and the entire team from India, we want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity and for having such a successful G20 where we are now moving forward and building, quite honestly, on what Prime Minister Modi and President Biden already had begun. So, questions?
So, if COVID-type pandemic again happen in the world, what is the way to protect humanity? Can any discuss on this?
So, as I think everyone will now tell you, no one is safe in America until everyone is safe in the world. And India would say the same thing. And so perhaps the thing we learned best from COVID is we can't just do it for our own families, our own communities. We have to do it for everyone. That means having capacity. And that's where, again, the value that India brings to the table, as does the U.S., is capacity to do a lot. Both countries showed that we could come up with a vaccine. Both countries proved that we could get that vaccine to hundreds of millions of people. And so what I think COVID has taught us is that we have to work together, and we have to make sure that we don't exclude, because just because we come up with a vaccine doesn't mean we'll be safe if no one else gets it. And that's the value of this G20 meeting, and that's where we hope to end up next year, come May, when we gather again as the World Health Assembly, is to hopefully come together to reach consensus on an accord that lets us deal with pandemics moving into the future.
During
some India-made
Rajnikant, the great actor of Indian cinema and superstar of South Indian films, was on a tour of Jharkhand for 3 days from August 16 to August 18. He had reached Yoga Ashram, located in the course of the spiritual practice after worship. He learned about the speciality and importance of the place from the priests of the temple. Rajnikant is known to lead a simple life. Rajarappa temple also reached in the same way. He reached Rajarappa temple here in South India, dressed white dhoti and white kurta, and took blessings of Ma Bhagwati. On Friday, he left for Lucknow from Jharkhand. While leaving, he said that he will come to Jharkhand often.
YSS में था, इससे उसके बाद चिन्नमस्ता उधर गया था। बहुत सालों का इरादा था चिन्नमस्ता जाने के लिए। इस बार मैं चिन्नमस्ता जाके आया मैंने। बहुत बढ़िया लगा, बहुत बढ़िया लगा। बहुत शुक्रिया। हाँ, योगदा ये तीसरी बार आ रहा हूँ मैं, और तीसरी बार आ रहा हूँ मैं, और हर साल आऊँगा फिर।
Well, that was a wrap of this bulletin. For more news and updates, keep watching CVR English.